I've had a couple of Danes on before. So I'll just message him and say, hey, can you translate this?
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect.
It might be a bit of a like 2 week delay though to have a conversation, but other than
Yeah,
that,
maybe.
it would work.
Perfect.
Are you in Butcher's Lab, the CrossFit box?
I do train some in Butcher's Lab, but I'm also in a smaller box that's in Roskilde. It's called Box Life. So that's probably like my main box, and then I also train in Butcher's Lab.
Like I remember seeing Butcher's Lab maybe 6 years ago. Like it was a decent time ago, and I was like, holy shit, that looks like a really cool box to like just go throw down in. Just it seems like it's got a real good vibe.
They definitely do, and there's a lot of diversity there. There's a lot of different people there, also from different parts of the world. It's very cool.
It's in Copenhagen, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's a cool city. That's a really beautiful city.
Yeah, there's a lot of people though, but
Why? How many people?
I don't even know.
It's like, well, that's funny though, right? Because it's the same conversation as over here. Because people say I'm in Christchurch, right?
Mhm.
And that's the second, I think the second biggest city in the country, and the biggest city in the South Island, right? And people are like, oh, there's
Yeah.
so many people. There's like 300,000 people here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Like I'm comparing things to like London, you know what I mean? Where there's like
Yeah.
10 million. Like it's
10 million?
yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, 300,000 isn't a lot compared to 10 million. I'm
Exactly.
just
So,
looking it up. There is 600,000 in
oh,
Copenhagen.
okay, literally double the size.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's expensive though.
Very expensive, yes.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It cost me like I don't know, £10 for a pint.
Yeah, it's crazy in there. The prices, they just keep going up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I like I said, I went to Denmark a few years ago, maybe one of my 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. And I spent
Mm-hmm.
the majority of my time in Foon in the Middle
Yeah.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's that was awesome. Like it was
Yeah.
pretty much winter. It was snowing everywhere. That
Yeah,
was
we have the
fun.
cold weather here.
See, you Danes hate the cold.
Yes, we do. But we also like, I think Danes especially, we complain about all types of weather. Definitely, we hate the cold, but we don't like it too warm either. So we can't have anything. It's
Oh,
just not great.
it got to well, they're technically in winter still, right? And it got to 14 degrees at maybe about 10 o'clock at morning, and I was dying. I was like,
14?
yeah, it was too much.
Oh.
Honestly, I was dying. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not built. I think we should swap, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the heat. I am not good with the cold. I freeze. Like even in the summer, I sleep with like two quilts. So
Jesus.
yeah.
What does it get like in summer though?
This summer I think we had like almost 30, late, maybe a couple 30 degrees.
Jeez,
Yeah.
still gets pretty
But over
decent.
here but when it gets warm here, it's like really humid and
Mm,
not a great kind of warm, like compared to Spain or something.
mm.
So yeah, you can't really be outside when it's that warm because you're just sweating your face off.
Spain's like the complete opposite. It's like dry heat, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's nope. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
no.
do it. I want to go somewhere on the bucket list is like the furthest north of Norway and like live in a cabin.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cold.
That's going to be really cold.
Yeah. Or maybe like Greenland
Oh yeah, nice.
or doesn't it get really cold in Canada? I think.
Yes, it gets
Yeah.
fucking freezing.
Yeah. I met some Canadians when I think 2 years ago now. I was traveling in Thailand by myself, and I met some Canadians like on this trip. We were gonna go see some elephants, and they were like, "Yeah, sometimes it gets so cold that your nostrils they just freeze when you go outside."
See,
I'm
that's
like, I'm
just
not gonna complain
bonkers.
about the cold then.
It just doesn't. You can't comprehend it, can you? You know what I mean? Like we
No,
all see the videos of throwing boiling water and it freezes before it hits the ground, but you just can't understand it.
yeah, no,
I
it's
think
too
the
cold.
I think the coldest I've been in is like maybe like -18,
Hmm.
-20, but nothing worse than that.
I haven't had that like freezing weather here.
I was in Slovakia in winter,
Hmm.
and like around Christmas, New Year time. That was a very good time. Like you basically
Okay.
drink vodka to keep warm. Um, so it's like 8 a.m. We're going out to get some like milk. Okay, everyone get the liquid sweaters on. So they're just doing
Uh-huh.
shots. You're like, oh, okay. Well, when in Rome,
Well, okay.
yeah, it's
That's one way to stay warm.
it surely worked. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it's it did work. Although I got back and fitness was non-existent.
Well, I could imagine that though. That
Yeah,
that would be pretty hard going back for that.
yeah, yeah. That was pretty rough, but good memories. Talking about fitness,
Hmm.
um, how'd you get started? Why'd you choose fitness?
Well, CrossFit.
Oh, CrossFit.
Yeah, to be specific.
Hmm.
Well, actually, I used to do soccer, and I had really bad knee injuries. And when I came back from living in the US, I had tried a little bit like the really old school CrossFit with the tire flipping and that kind of stuff over there. So I thought, why not try it here in Denmark as well? So I just joined a class and I liked it. So I started doing it more and more. And then at the end, I stopped playing soccer and I started doing CrossFit. But um, like coming from soccer, it was very different. Yeah.
Yeah, you've gone from like a team sport to an indie. Um,
Well, I like to do team competitions as well.
oh,
I don't
nice.
like the individual as much. I think it's because I did soccer before, so I like the team spirit and all that. But that's also one of the things I like about CrossFit is the whole community.
Hmm.
So it kind of feels like it's still a team sport and not just you by yourself.
Yeah, they come for the methodology, right? But they stay for the community. Like
Yeah.
that is the pull factor to stay in once you're already there. That is 100% for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And also like it's probably the last one on the floor getting the loudest cheers
Yeah,
because everyone is wishing for you to finish. So I like
yeah,
that a lot.
yeah. I think that is like coaching wise, that is the most beautiful thing you could ever see. Is like obviously you've dictated it because you're the coach, but everyone's getting involved, everyone's finished, and they're pushing either a man or a woman to finish who's the last one, and everyone's there
Hmm.
clapping, getting around them, let's go. But like if you just step back and observe that, like that is
Yeah,
such a beautiful thing to watch.
exactly. I really love that about CrossFit.
Mm. Yeah, they've done a
Hmm.
really good job in building the community side and building it from the ground up rather than be like, hey, this is what we do, fuck everyone else. It's like, no, this is what we
Hmm.
do. Everyone is included. We're gonna make you better at
Exactly.
life.
Hmm.
Um, those old CrossFit like documentaries that are maybe like 45 minutes to an hour long, right?
Yeah.
And where they like explain virtuosity and explain like movements and all that type of stuff. And that for me just completely encapsulates everything that it stands for. Is like, yeah, we want someone to be able to like air squat in a beautiful manner, and the only thing you can describe it as is beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is.
So you've gone from a team sport, as in an
Yeah.
athlete, to then team/individual sport as an athlete. How did you and why did you start coaching?
I think the why is because, I mean, I want to share the experience. I want other people to have the experience that I did. Because I started just like everyone else. I started coming to the classes like once or twice a week. And, I came to the classes where I liked the teachers and all that. And I mean, I want people to have that experience. And I want to be able to like teach people all the movements and just become better at something. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be the best, you just have to participate. And yeah, that's probably the why I started coaching. I mean, that's being on the floor, like watching the people keep coming on your classes. It's like some of the same people coming there. So you'll have my class on Wednesday will be the same people coming to the first class. And of course, there is going to be some new people there as well. But it's just like every week, it's like, how have you been? Yeah, I love that. That's what makes it fun and enjoyable, that you can tell that they like coming there.
Mm. And you learn about people's lives. You know what I mean? Like,
You really do, and you get to learn like a lot of people. There's, like I said before, there's so much diversity, and yeah, it's crazy. It's like the CrossFit, it touches so many people.
mm,
And like going to fitness, you wouldn't get the same experience, because I mean, you could still train and do whatever you're doing, but you don't really talk to people there. You just stick your headphones in and go about your thing.
mm.
Here you actually speak to each other, you cheer each other on, and yeah, I love the community about it.
It's the beauty of coaching within a big city, right? Is you get that diversity of people of all different nationalities, and then you end up picking up little cultures along the way, having not actually gone anywhere. And I think that is a really, really cool aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I've taught a little like different places. I used to teach at what's used to be called CrossFit Copenhagen,
mm,
and stopped there. Now I'm teaching at the Box Life in Roskilde, where I train myself. Um, but definitely teaching in a bigger city like Copenhagen, there is so much more diversity, and people from like all over the world may join your class. And yeah, all kinds of people, like everyone's different, but they all like they bring it together, and they have this one thing in common.
mm. Yeah, this is why I love conversations, right? Because you can take a dip into someone else's reality. And I think that's a really beautiful thing about being able to verbally communicate. However, flipping out on the other side of being able to like physically communicate is you're doing that within a class and you can
Mhm.
see all the differences, but then you can also see all the similarities. Like whether you strip it all away, right? And you just be like, all right, that's a Dane, that's a Brit, that's someone from
Yeah.
Uganda, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, great,
Yeah.
like fantastic. But they're all doing a thruster and they're all doing some sort of like pull variation and they're all going to
Yeah.
call it Fran. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you kind of you look at it and you're like, wow, this is fucking cool because everyone's come in with whatever baggage they're walking around with. You know, we've all got baggage, which
Yeah.
is great.
Everyone has it. Yeah.
Exactly. But everyone's dumped it at the door, at the shutter
Mhm.
door, and walked straight in, gave the coach a high five, and be like, right, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I think that's so
exactly.
cool.
Me too.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. What's the one movement that fires you up the most when someone like PRs, whether it's kilos on the bar, whether it is they've first done a movement that they've never done before? What fires you up the most?
Um, Actually, it's I don't really have a specific movement. It depends on the person. Like just yesterday, actually, there was one lady. She's been coming to my classes, and every time afterwards, she would run around the block to see if she could go all the way, because she's a little bit overweight. So she at first she couldn't, and then yesterday she came at me after the class. She was like, "Today I did the second time I ran all the way around and she was so happy. And that's just, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just that they're happy and proud of themselves.
That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it can be running, it can be a PR, clean and jerk, and you really struggle it up, and it can be anything. It can be the first a strict pull up. I mean, I don't really care what it is. It's just seeing like the smile on her face and like the like you can tell that they're proud. That's great.
Totally. Like seeing people light up for doing something
Exactly.
that they once thought was impossible, right?
Yeah.
You can't turn around and be like, all right, listen, you're gonna do a strict pull up, or you're gonna run around the block, or you're gonna jump on a box, or you're gonna walk on your hands, or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, you're having
I'm
a
not
laugh,
even doing
mate.
that.
Yeah, that's not happening. And then it's like, okay, cool, no problem. Write that down. And then you're gonna, keep coming to the class, keep doing your thing, keep coaching, keep training and all that. And the next thing you know, they do it and you just see them light up. You're like, oh my
Exactly,
God.
their faces, it's just amazing.
Yeah. And you
Like
just know
feeling you
that.
can, yeah, oh, you
No,
can
go on.
also kind of just like feel their happiness,
Mm,
and the joy that they're feeling. It's just, yeah, I that's the best.
mm. You also know that that's going to be the catalyst to so much more. Like that's the first
Hmm.
thing, and the first thing's the hardest. And now it's just going to spiral into so much more.
Yeah, exactly. Like they just hit the first milestone and now they're just gonna keep moving.
Mm,
It's great.
mm. For me, it's the box jump.
The box jump,
Yeah.
from like hitting the shins or
Now, for someone first jumping onto a box, like
okay, yeah, I
watching
get.
that like is
Hmm.
absolutely electric.
Yeah, because they don't think they can, but they can.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, it's really psychologically taxing, right?
Hmm.
Especially just from experience and observing, not being sexist or ageist here. It's usually older women will look at it
Yeah.
and be like, "No way, not a fucking chance." You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool,
Yeah,
and it could take a year and a half. It doesn't
yeah,
matter how long it takes. And the
but
next
it
thing you know,
happens.
they jump on that goddamn box, and you're like, "Holy shit, that was cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, we go ring the PR bell, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
That's what
everyone's
every gym
like, what
needs.
happened?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's usually just me in the corner throwing things because I get so excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got bad for that. I'd walk around with like PVC pipes and just like start smacking rings because I'd get so excited. Just honestly, I'm passionate.
Oops.
I'm northern, you see.
Yeah. Well, oops.
You want to see your people succeed, and you will do anything and everything for your people. And everyone who walks through those shutter doors and gives you their time and energy is going to be underneath that umbrella as your people, and you would lay down whatever you need to lay down for them, and seeing them succeed. Fuck, I'm going to show a little bit of passion in the meantime.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, on the flip side, it's like you're there for the whole process. I mean, I've been there, people going outside, having a breakdown, and that's also like, I mean, I actually enjoy both. I enjoy both the breakdowns and the victories because it's just a part of a huge process. And I mean, if you train yourself, you know that that's just what happens and it's just a part of it. But I mean, I like being there for both.
I am so glad you said that. Um, that's beautiful because in my eyes, that's a way that differentiates between being a trainer and being a coach. Like anyone can stand in front of the board and be like, all right, team, this is what you're going to do today.
Yeah.
You're going to move pretty good. And then you're going to get a high five from me. I'm going to write the score on the whiteboard and you're going to leave and have a good day. And that could still be the best hour of their day and that could be great. But is that maximizing their life? Then probably not. Being there for, good times and the bad and the breakdowns and the PRs is exactly what is asked for you. I think it's one of the hardest jobs out there simply because you've got to be able to be everything and you've got to be able to assess that non-verbally, you know what I mean? So if I walk into the gym and feel great, you're not going to know that until I tell you. So you have to physically assess and be like, all right, how's he like carrying himself? Has he said anything yet? Is he acting out of character? Has he communicated with anyone, or has he just walked past them? And then you've got to like act on the fly, and it's a difficult process. But at the same time, that's coaching, right?
Yeah, true. And also because there's so many different people, I mean, you're also gonna it's gonna be very different, like what people expect from you. Like are they gonna be someone who really wants to like mess around a bit and have a bit of fun, or is it going to be someone really technical? They really want you to correct them if they're doing something technical and they want to be better at it? Or is it going to be someone who's like, he's just there or she is just there for the exercise? They don't really want to get corrected. They just want to be there. I mean, you have to be able to meet the person halfway, even though, I mean, they might not want a big welcome or anything like that. They might just be there for the exercise as well. So you have to be able to do everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be accommodating for every type of person, right? And it's that might change day to day. You know, you might have one lady or lad that comes in is a super bubbly individual and wants to be hugged as soon as they come in, you know what I mean? And then if they walk in a little bit off that day, sometimes they're not going to want that hug, and it's really hard, but it's really important that you're able to assess that and be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna give them this type of coaching today because this is what they need. It's like the art of auto-regulating, right? It's just being able to assess on the fly and being like, okay, cool, what do we need now, so then we can become better tomorrow, not what do we need in the grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, like, they've come into the gym with whatever mindset, with whatever baggage, like we said, with whatever niggling little injury or anything that's stresses or anything. It's like, no, what do they need right now? It's like, is that like the absolute dictator at the front, or is just be like, fuck this, you're going to do this, this, and this, and I don't care what you say? Or is it going to be like, hey, just move today, all right? Just go do whatever you want to do. And exactly. It's hard. And I think that just comes with like getting on the dance floor and figuring it out and not being afraid to take some shit classes. Like, unfortunately, that's going to happen. That's the process. Like, not everyone gets 100% in an exam every time. That doesn't make any sense. If you're able to do that, you're in the wrong room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And just not being afraid to fuck up a class. However, you have to be able to take the responsibility on your own two shoulders and go back and like, how did I fuck that up? And how can I make it better next time?
Exactly. Yeah, you have to be able to learn from your mistakes and improve so that you don't do it again.
100%. How do you do that as an individual coach? This is completely personal though, right? But how do you do that?
Well, I mean, I like to talk to the other coaches as well. Because, I mean, sometimes it's hard to just, figure it out yourself. So I like to just talk to the other ones, see what they're doing, and just asking them like, okay, so I had this class, I did this and this, and there was something off, and I didn't know how to fix it. How would you have gone about it? So I like to just, talk to the others about it. I have some that I really trust and that I know that I can open up to as well.
Yeah, building that team.
Having like the colleagues and a team that you can talk to about it.
100%. Like that team, like the gym should be based around the coaches, in my opinion, because the coaches base themselves around the members and the members make the gym run. So it's a cycle. Like, it's the whole thing of if you take it out of a gym and just kind of look at the business, you should look after your employees first because they look after the customers. And if you look after the customers and leave your employees, they'll fucking leave. And then you don't have a business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, it's really important to build that that camaraderie as a team. And I've definitely been in some places where that's been incredible. And then I've been in some places where not so much. Uh, but
Yeah.
you live and learn. Like we said, you learn from those mistakes, whether it's on my part or whether it's on someone else's part. It's still a mistake, and it's still a lesson you can take from it.
Exactly.
How many gyms have you coached at?
It will be my second now.
Oh,
The
nice.
twice I was talking about, yeah, having the classes.
Oh, nice, nice and fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the day, yeah, that just gives me deja vu. That's real nice because you can't really use the excuse of forgetting people's names because there's so many faces.
I'm so bad with names. And I know as a coach that if you can say their name, it will make their experience a little bit better, probably, right? I'm just so bad at it. I mean, I just can't remember, and I'm too scared of saying the wrong name. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. But if there isn't a lot of people on like in the class, I will ask them like that day so I can say it a lot, because if I find that if I repeat myself, then I will remember it better. But there's so many members. I mean, oh my God.
Like legitimately, I've called someone the wrong name for about 3 months.
And they didn't say anything?
No, like it, I have the worst memory going, right? So I'm like, oh, like for example, I can't remember what it is, ironically, but Dave, Dave, blah, blah, blah. And they just answered it. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, it's Alex, just letting you know, like it's not Dave, it's like Tommy. I'm like, well, why didn't you fucking tell me this the first time? Oh, well, you were kind of in the flow of things. I didn't want to stop you. I was like, it's been like 3 months. Like
That's a long time getting called the wrong name.
I know, and you can't break the cycle, then, can you? Because it's been 3 months. It's like, well, you're gonna have to change your name, mate. It's gonna have to be
Yeah.
Dave.
It's gonna have to be Dave from now on.
Unfortunately,
I'm just
like,
gonna call you Dave because
yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's the elderly, whether it's kids or whatever. Every time, the first time, like, hey, Tim, I don't mean this to insult you, but I got the worst memory going. I'm probably gonna forget your name. It's nothing
yeah.
personal.
But I mean, when we were teaching during the lockdown we had here, we had to check every member in like manually. So
Mm.
I had to call their name out. I could see who it was, and then I would check them in. So it was a huge advantage because I mean, I would know who it was standing in front of me. But now going back to the gym, they just check themselves in, so I have no clue who's even coming on the team. So yeah, that was better than when I had to do it manually, because I actually had a shot at getting to know the names.
Mm.
But yeah, now I'm back at
I
square
once
one.
um I once worked with a coach that used to give everyone a nickname, like would never call people their actual name, would always just be like, change their name to like leggings, something just completely different. You know what I mean? Oh, it's just a lady that always comes in leggings, so I just call her leggings. And I'm like,
Okay.
everyone comes in leggings. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna
That's
work,
true.
dude. I was like, no, it
All
works. It
right.
works. Okay.
All right. So
But
there's gonna be one with like glasses, but what about all the other guy that's wearing glasses? I couldn't do that.
listen, the North is a very special place. And also,
Okay.
like, I don't know, like a lot of the time the nicknames are slightly offensive,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the humor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
um so it's really hard to get out of that mindset, because back home it would be that's considered funny, and
Uh-huh.
everyone's getting a better experience because we're ripping into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up moving to the south of England, and continued on, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is the way things are. And people take it a little bit too seriously. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe not use that joke anymore.
Yeah, because like in today's society, you can't say anything without offending anyone. So it's
Yeah.
like, Even saying glasses, I mean, someone could get offended by that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. Like, but I always think about it as one of mine. I had fucking loads of nicknames back in the day, and one of them was Milky Bar Kid.
What?
Right. Like legit.
Why?
Well, I'm as blonde as you, right?
Yeah.
And as pale as the wall behind you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm like
Mm-hmm.
the kid off the Milky Bar advert. So they just call me Milky Bar Kid, and I'm like, well, cool. You know, that's the way it is. I blend in with an A4 piece of paper, and my hair is basically golden yellow. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know, you kind of just go from that mentality, and yeah, now you can't glasses. I'm like, well, are they wearing glasses? And
Yeah.
then yes, so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you've got to be dead careful.
Yeah, really.
Again, that goes back to assessing who's in your class, assessing the whole vibe of the room day to day, and then also assessing like the person you are too, right? Because you can't really
Mm-hmm.
like if you're not like, for example, if you're not one of the strict coaches that is a super like drill sergeant, then putting that on will come across really fake. And it's like probably just like let your personality shine through, and that's the advice I give to every coach. Is like, listen, there's going to be some foundations that you need, right? We all need some knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's some different tools we can put in our toolbox in terms of like coaching skills. But just be you, man. Like fucking let your personality shine through, because people will love that.
Yeah, exactly. Go do you, because I mean that's why people keep coming on your classes and not the other coaches' classes. That's because they actually like you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yeah, I agree very much.
Yeah, you invest in the people, and
Mm-hmm.
get to know them in their lives, but they also invest in you, right? And it swings both ways, and it's it's a beautiful thing, especially when you like take a step back and leave, and you
Yeah,
still get messages
exactly.
from people. You're like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like I
Yeah.
was just on your ass trying to get you a handstand push up for about 2 years, and you're messaging me seeing how I'm doing. You know?
Yeah. Also, like they can hate you doing the class, but afterwards they're gonna be like, "Oh no, it was good."
Yeah. And I tell you what,
Yeah.
oh, that's broken a memory. I tell you what, like if you ever go on like a gym social, you know, to like a bar or a
Hmm.
pub or some shit, the members love buying the coaches drinks.
I have to remember that.
Like they love it. Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
I've had so many nights. But it's like, oh, would you want a drink? I was like, no, it's okay. Like, you don't have to. Like, you know, I kick your ass week in, week out. Like, you don't have to buy me drinks. She was like, no, fuck off. Blah, blah, blah. I'm all right, yeah, fine. Free alcohol,
Yeah.
I guess. They're like,
True.
oh, what do you want to drink? Anything but Sambuca. Okay. Anything but. I will drink anything. Do not give me Sambuca. They're like, okay. Brings it back. What's this? Sambuca.
Well, that's kind of fair, right?
I was like, okay, this is the way the night's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, I going back to the like you get to know people really well like during your classes, I'm gonna have to switch up my classes. So instead of doing every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, I'm gonna have to do Wednesday morning because my study is gonna start back up. And I kind of feel because you invest so much, I kind of feel bad like I'm leaving them because I'm like, well, they don't usually they will come like they will attend the same classes throughout the week. So the ones that I have on my classes are not going to come Wednesday morning because they do the other like the afternoon classes. And I kind of feel bad for leaving because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna see them. I'm not gonna have them on my classes. I mean, I'm gonna have some other members, of course, on my classes, but it's still like you get that bond between the members.
Yeah, that's totally right. Like there's part of you that thinks you're kind of letting them down, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're just getting the opportunity to help more people and see more faces within the same community. And if they really, really, really wanted to just come to your class, then they will change.
Yeah, they're not gonna wake up that early.
How early is the morning class?
6:30.
Oh, that's not early. They'll be okay.
I used to come to the morning classes actually when I started out, and I have no clue how I did it because I cannot work out that early anymore.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Like the people that work out in the morning are different breeds,
I think
different
so.
breeds of animals. They are absolutely nuts. Like hell could freeze over and they would make it to the gym
We still make it, yeah.
at 6:30 in the morning. You're like, what are you doing?
But some people are even going at like 5, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how? How are you waking up before 5, eating something, getting a coffee, and going to the gym and getting your heart rate up? I mean, if I just do one burpee, my heart rate is through the roof at that hour.
Yeah.
So I really don't get it. I
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
I can't train in the morning like that early in the morning.
Yeah, I can't either. And like 8, I could do 8, but I don't want to do it earlier.
Mm, mm. Although saying that, um, me and one of the other coaches, who's actually my flatmate and a good mate of mine, were doing another charity event,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which would mean we're going to have to work out all hours of the day. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not gonna start early, right? You're gonna start like the afternoon or
We're going to start at like 8 o'clock.
in the morning?
Yeah. And go to 8 o'clock the next day. Yeah.
I'm not sure I would sign up for that.
Um, no, I wouldn't say it was a
That
wise decision.
sounds kind of stupid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And you're gonna be wrecked
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. You know,
You
I
haven't
mean,
slept, you haven't eaten enough. I mean, it's just, well, it's basically CrossFit. It's stupid.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's dumb idea. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Everyone looks in. I don't like that workout. It's a dumb idea. I'm not going to do it. When are we doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, nope, no way. There's no
I'm
way
not
on
doing
earth.
that. Mm-mm. Okay,
5 minutes
when?
later. Okay.
True. That's true.
Yeah, it's no, we did another one in April, which we did 48 hours on the assault bike and we changed every 30 minutes.
Did you
Yeah.
wear biker shorts?
No, like that was a bit of
Ouch.
a fuck up. Yeah, we had to, swimming floats, like
Uh-huh.
kickboards. We had
Yeah.
to get one of them and put it underneath your arms in the sea.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it got pretty real. And then we just pulled the couch up next to the bike and just tried to lie down.
But 30 minutes, you couldn't even like get a nap in 30 minutes.
No, like we ended up staying awake for something daft like 68 hours. Yeah, it was silly. Like that was not a wise decision. But again, it was for charity, like you do.
Okay, well then it's okay.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna say that. Yeah.
That's kind of weird how charity makes it all fine. Like it was for charity. Oh, okay, well that's if you'd done that 48 hours with no rest, 30-minute swaps, like just for fun, people would have been like, what?
Yeah.
But because it's for charity, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just normal, mentally sane people. It's like, no. No.
It's still crazy.
It's still 2 days of my life, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Sitting
yeah,
on
it
a
was
bike.
real weird. Like we started
Oh.
Friday night off Friday evening, sorry, and finished Sunday evening. Like it was so fucking weird because we just saw like the light come up and then go down, light come up, come down. And we didn't really step foot outside. It was weird. And the second night got really weird. Like,
But were there like a lot of people there or?
During the nighttime, one of our mates came in to just keep an eye
It
on
was
us.
just the two of you?
Yeah, and then one more person just to observe. Yeah. It was like a
Well, even
mental game.
like that's just stupid.
Yeah. It was
Did you
really
get was it your idea?
that one was not my idea. No. The next
But
one is my
still.
idea.
Okay, so you're doing it and raising money for charity, or?
Yeah, so we raised like just shy of like $1,000 for the Mental Health Foundation in New Zealand. And then the next
Well, that's
one,
good, but it's still stupid.
oh, it's like I wouldn't recommend it, you know. If I had $1,000, I would give the
Just give
$1,000
it
and
yourself.
not spend 2 days on a bike. Yeah, 100%. But the next one will be 11th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 24 hours of Murph.
That's just why.
So the biggest
So
story
you have
is
to keep going, like you do the 1 mile, and then you do the 100, 200, 300, 1 mile, and then you just keep going.
and you do a mile again, and yeah.
That's just, but no breaks.
I
At
mean,
all?
you can break if you want, but the 24 hours is keeping going, you know.
That's even worse than the two days of biking,
I
because at
think
least
so.
you get a break. At least you have time to get food.
Yeah.
That's one of the other things that people forget about. Like, also when they start doing CrossFit, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go to classes every day. Maybe I'm gonna train twice a day and I'm not gonna eat anything. You have to fuel.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like liquid calories. We're basically gonna have to drink smoothies and all that, protein shakes and all that, and
That's
water them with
boring.
like peanut butter and bananas and oats and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be silly. There's a story behind that idea though.
Okay,
Like a few
tell
years
me.
ago, I was living in a flat, very fit flat. Like there was three of us that were competing in
Was it
CrossFit at the time.
the flat was fit, or just the people there?
No, just the flat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The people weren't fit, just the
Okay,
flat.
perfect.
No, all three of us were competing in CrossFit at the time, right?
Uh-huh.
And there I was definitely in the right room because I was definitely the least fit in that room. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. This is good to train with. Anyway, they turn around and be like, and they challenged me basically because I turned around and was like, I feel like I could do double Murph in under 2 hours. You know, as I do. I think I'm drinking whiskey at the time, sat on a couch. You know what I mean? As you do, come up with some fucking dumb ideas. And I'm like, I feel like I could do double Murph in under 2 hours. And both of them at the same time said it's impossible. Like it's impossible. You can't do that. I was like, no. I feel like I can run 2 miles. I can do 200, 400, 600, run 2 miles with a weight vest in under 2 hours. They were like, no, you're not doing it. I was like, give me a bet. And he bet me a pint of Ben and Jerry's.
So you did all of that for Ben and Jerry's?
Yeah. So a week later, I did it. Yeah.
Did you do it under 2 hours?
Yeah. I got like 156.
Oh, that's lucky. That's almost more luck than, oh my God.
Nah, I was fine.
You
So
were 4 minutes out. Oh
So
my God.
I spent
And you
3 years at.
only like a peanut butter, like,
It was a good
no,
Ben and
like a
Jerry's
Ben
though.
and Jerry's.
It was a good Ben and Jerry's. It was free. You know what I mean? It tasted even better.
But not worth it.
I don't think
Totally
I'd do it
not
again.
worth it.
No, I don't think I'd do it again. But at the time, you know, it was worth it. And I'm gonna save that Ben and Jerry's for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I was like, that's the best Ben and Jerry's I got. I got it for free. I did a lot of work to get it.
Well, yeah.
But
2 hours of work for one Ben and Jerry's.
yes. Well, you probably need to work for 2 hours to burn the one Ben and Jerry's. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
but still, I would rather just eat the Ben and Jerry's and not work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But the next year, right, I knew it was going to be my last year at the gym because I was going to either move home or I was going to move countries, or I ended up obviously over here. And I was like, all right, well, fuck, what do I do like for Memorial Day, right? Because I did double last year and I can't necessarily just go back and just do Murph with the class. I'd just be like a dumb idea. So on the Sunday night, I came up with the whole idea of I'll do the trifecta. So I'll do 3 miles, 300, 600, 900, 3 miles, right? I was like, yeah, sure. And the next morning I just woke up and was like, I just made a little post on the members page. It was just like, hey team, like, good luck to everyone who's doing Murph for the first time, whether it's partitioned, whether it's, push-ups on a med ball or ring rows or whatever, good luck, crush it. And to show like, we're all in this together type stuff, I'm just going to go do the trifecta. I was like, see you shortly. And got it like exactly on 3 hours. So after that, I was like, well,
are you done doing Murph now, or you're gonna do it 4 times?
Well, after this 24 hours, I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Oh.
I've not sat
so
on.
You have to do, no, because you're not gonna do it the same way, right?
Yeah, it'll be do a round and then start the next round rather than like 400 pull-ups and yeah. It's not stupid. It's not clever.
No, really not.
No.
Did you not get any injuries?
What, doing the triple?
Yeah.
No,
or
I had
afterwards.
No, I had just a little bit of a weird shoulder before, and I was like, it'll be all right. And I think I got to like 260, and it started like getting a bit weird. But I only had 40 more pull-ups, so I just grit my teeth and bared it. But nah, nothing new. Like, I don't think I ripped.
Well, that's good.
My knees felt fine.
Well, actually, now that we're talking about Murph, you've done it like for me, because I've never done Murph.
What?
Yeah, I've never done it.
How did you manage that?
Well, I think I've always had like an injury every time it came up, so I was like, can't do it. Sorry.
Oh, right. You're gonna have to live stream a round of Murph on the same day that we're doing the 24. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No, because of the time difference. It's 24 hours. Well,
yeah. Yeah. And it will help.
Yeah, I've never done. I did promise that I would do it next year.
Next year? Why not this year?
Because you have to do it on the day.
Well,
I want to do it with people. I don't want to do it by myself.
Yeah, doing it by yourself.
And I want to do it correctly. But people are saying that you don't have to do like 100, 200, 300. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do the partition version, which is a little bit quicker, which is 20, 30, 40. 5 rounds.
Isn't it 10, 20, 30?
Oh, and then maybe 10 rounds. 300. Yeah, I thought it was 5 rounds of 20, 30, 40.
Oh.
No, that wouldn't make sense, would it? No, you're probably right. Yeah. See, this is why you're at university. Not me.
Well, I'm good with numbers. I study math, so.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No, I struggled at the test at 16 in maths.
Oh.
Yeah, not my forte. Hence why I coach.
I do both. Well, we can't all do everything, right?
No,
we can't all do everything.
Words is my thing. I'm a writer. I'd prefer to do that rather than anything else.
Well, you do that then. I'll do the numbers.
Okay, perfect. Right. So you're gonna go do Murph right now.
No, no,
How's training going
never.
right now?
Pretty good, I would say. Um, it's getting challenging. I mean, I used to maybe like free ride a little bit on the things I was good at and then just working on the things I wasn't so good at. But now it's definitely challenging on all parts, I guess. So I mean it's going good. It's definitely progress and hopefully at some point I will compete, but we'll see.
Oh, can't wait to see it. That'll be really cool to see the hard work paying off, and getting on the getting on the competition floor and throwing it down. It's always an experience. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, those pre-WOD nerves, you can't really replicate it.
No. And I'm doing the no shortcut programming by, do you know Andre Hode, the Danish guy at the CrossFit Games?
I don't think I do actually. No.
He was a rookie this year, did really well. I think he got in 15th
Wow.
first year. Yeah, so that was perfect. But I'm doing his program and then I'm gonna go and be a part of the competition team at Butcher's Lab again. So crossing my fingers that I will do that. And
Massive.
then maybe if Corona will let us, we're gonna compete.
Yeah. It's kind of throw the toys out the pram for everyone, right? Like traveling is a
Exactly.
bit of a weird thing.
Yeah.
We'll see what the world does, whether it stops shitting itself.
Yeah, but there's actually the first big competition this weekend is coming up in CrossFit here in Denmark. It's called Butcher's Classics.
Mm.
It's a team competition, but you have to be male male and female female. And yeah, this weekend it's coming up. It's a 3-day competition.
Wow, big comp.
Yeah, they're doing it in like a big arena kind of. So it's gonna be exciting.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to spectate now for me is definitely my favorite rather than getting on the floor. Like,
But I feel like when you're there and the whole like you get so hyped up, you're like, I want to be on the floor.
yes, I know.
And
Like,
no.
yes, you do. But like, give me a barbell and I'll be happy. But everything else, like, I don't know, man. Like, I've done the whole like 2 days and training to go compete and then competing and all that type of stuff. And I know I will not give the training the dedication it needs to. And I would rather put that energy into other people and coach them. Because I know it takes a lot of my like mental focus away. For me personally, anyway. And I would just much prefer to be a weightlifter because I get to snatch a
Yeah.
clean jerk and squat.
Oh no. I only want to do the snatch part. I don't want to clean jerk. I do want to jerk, but I don't want to do the clean. So I have weak legs. But actually that was one thing I was talking to my friend about the other day. Like, because you get so consumed of training and you get into this whole thing like I have to do this session then and I have to do another session there and I can't go out because I have to go train tomorrow and you can't do all these fun things. And we're talking about just like, I mean, it's not like we're pro athletes. So, and like, you shouldn't let the training define you. It should, like, it is a huge part of my life, but I don't want it to define me. It's not my identity, it's just a part of who I am.
Yeah, it's a hard one to juggle, right? It's a really hard one to manage, especially if you have aspirations, especially in a sport like CrossFit, which has got so many different domains. Like you've got to be good at everything, and to be good at everything, you need to spend a lot of time in it. And to spend a lot of time in everything means you have no time for anything else. And like if you're willing to do that, great. I think you can compete at a pretty decent level by not doing that. But again, it's like how you want to live your life, like figure out how you want to do that, and don't expect anyone else to play by those same rules.
Yeah. It's also like, I think some people get so consumed of it, and also like the whole aspect of health,
Yeah.
that they forget to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I have to go train, I have to do this, and also I have to do my cardio, I have to do the strength, I have to eat this way, and I can't drink, and I can't do this. And I mean, it's so restrictive. And I don't know, I just feel like, I think I did that at first as well, because especially, I don't know if it's like that for men, but as a female, you get so caught up in the I have to look a certain way as well. Even though CrossFit isn't the aesthetics, it's still like, I want to be as buff as the other ladies, right? And to be able to get there, you can't go get ice cream, and you can't do all these fun things. I mean, yes, if you had the genetics, but I mean, I don't, and I want to eat ice cream every night pretty much. But I mean, it's just like, you get so consumed that you forget to just like breathe and take care of your mental well-being as well, because you can't just go all the time.
Yeah.
You have to recover, not just your body, but also your brain.
Totally. Like if you're not like mentally healthy, then you're not healthy, period. And if you're not physically healthy, then you're not healthy, period. It's like the synergy between the two.
Exactly. I think a lot of people that are training that much at that level, not even because they want to compete, but just because they train that much, is because they are struggling mentally with
Yes.
some problems.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I can 100% relate to that. Like I played sport growing up, like yourself, but I played rugby, and before that I was a swimmer. And then I would obviously train outside of those sessions, and I did that because of whatever was going on upstairs and situations I was in, to try and use sport as a leverage to better my life and me mother's life, which is, you know, you're dealing with whatever's going on between your ears, and you're using that through sport, and that just inevitably rolled over to the old CrossFit scene, you know. And then again, you're using that, and it's a weird one, right? Because in a way it's constructive, because you could be doing other things, like, you know, drinking all the time, eating, partying all the time, drugs,
Yeah, it's not the
gambling.
worst case scenario.
Yes, exactly. So in that sense, it's good. But the other sense, like, I always think of it as like, if you're solely dependent on one thing and that thing gets taken away from you, which life usually does, what's left? Like, you're probably just going to fall over and die, right? Like you've got to be able to figure this out. Hence why I started getting into the whole like writing thing, and then sitting down and actually processing things mentally rather than always having to process it physically. But yeah, that's a really important and beautiful little point of people that train all the time. If you're a coach and you look at them and you're like, fucking hell, they're spending like 6 hours in the gym every day. And I'm like, are they a professional athlete? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. I'm like, cool. Yeah. Probably go get a coffee and a conversation with this person and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I think most people, like a lot of people, especially coming into CrossFit, they tend to do that at the beginning, because it just takes over, because there's, like you said, there's so many aspects that you can improve in, and you want to train all the time because you want to get better, and yeah, you just forget all the other stuff instead.
I agree. I won't take any more of your time, because I know I will talk forever. So I just want to say thank you very much.
Well, thank you as well.
No, always, like, and if you're ever in this part of the world, like in the bottom right hand corner, give me a shout and we'll go throw it down and grab a coffee.
Well, I definitely will be at some point, because I'm gonna go there. That's a goal.
Do it. 100%.
Yeah.
Just get on a plane, figure it out.
Yeah, just need to get done studying first, and then I have a little idea. I'm just gonna drop everything and go, but don't tell anyone because I haven't.
Well, I don't know any of your people, right? So who am I going to tell?
Exactly.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
See you later.